No, 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 dude. No, it can't be. It cannot fucking be.
It'd be.
Oh my god, I'm like just slit wrists right friggin' now.
Everyone in Bronze Silver plays Protoss. I don't know why. It's not even the easiest race.
What is wrong with you people? Play Terran. Play Zerg.
Terran is easy. All you have to do is make barracks, press A. That's macro.
That sounds like my 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4 strategy.
Yeah, it actually does pretty well.
And forget to stim. That's a crucial part of the build. Is forget stim and forget combat shields when you have 200 Marines. But here we go into the other semifinals bracket, or side of the bracket rather. We have the pretty purple Protoss. We have Eon, or Eon X xEONx. We have Eon here spawning at the top right of Zelnok Caverns, and at the bottom left we have the red Protoss, the redundant red Protoss, the rubescent. Is rubescent a word?
Uh,
Rubescent
sure.
red Protoss, and we have a pause by Eon, which oh, Miniman did technically agree, so this is a legal pause. Um, I don't. You know what? I'm stopping changing the color. I'm stopping changing English fun. I'm stopping. I'm not going to put colors on the overlay because people keep changing their colors in game 2 and 3, so it just keeps going out of sync. So white is a shade and actually fits everyone just as well. So. Um, Anywho, so PvP on Zelnaga Caverns, we've talked about this about 10 billion times. So you can talk about it if you want, Zeltson, but I'm not gonna ask you to.
You forgate, and then the other guy forgates, or doesn't forgate and quickens.
Um, yeah,
Or doesn't forgate, has epic ass sentry micro, gets out an immortal, rapes the shit out of your stalkers, then you forgate more, and then he loses.
uh,
That's
sorry.
PvP.
Yeah, no, that pretty much is PvP. Is I relate it to or I liken it to two pandas butting heads.
Actually,
It's a
my
nice
PvP
image.
build is 3-gate robo, and I'd have a lot of success with that.
3 gate robo, which is what isn't that what Hellkite did in that first game? Obviously, you would execute a little
Yeah,
bit
but my
better, but
3-gate robo is... I spent like 6 hours one day refining my 3-gate robo
God, you're
build,
such an
so...
elitist jerk.
I'm just saying, it's not really the same thing.
um, wow, a lot of mining time loss here trying to kill that probe. Pulling the probes off the line twice. Not necessarily worth it there. That probe won't see a whole lot anyway. Um, Miniman. Oh god, now I can't get Austin Powers out of my head. Damn you, even though that's mini-me. It has the word mini in it, and therefore my brain relates the two.
Anyway, gate gas robo, or gate gas core rather, quite standard. Actually, they're both doing gate gas core. Miniman's core is down slightly fast. You're getting a fast second gas there. Second gas before that second pylon. Not sure if that was a mistake or if that's part of his build. If it is part of his build, I can guarantee you that he's either doing 2-gate robo or 2-gate Stargate. Most likely 2-gate robo, as 2-gate Stargate sucks.
Well, getting that second gas, would that also maybe mean? I mean, I'm learning along with these players. To be perfectly honest with you, Protoss. But to getting that second gas down, would that kind of mean a lot more, maybe more sentry heavy play, or?
It could be, but usually you don't see that very often. Oh, okay, he's 3-gating. Please do 3-gate tech, because otherwise, fast second gas is bad. The
So
problem is,
heavy sentry play with a second gas isn't that good a strat or build?
it's not fantastic, not in PvP anyway.
Okay.
The problem with it, unless your opponent's going really heavy zealot. Also, you can force field away uh, immortals if you're doing very stalker heavy builds. But the issue is that uh, you spent so much gas on sentries that your tech is way delayed. One thing you can do is get sentries out while you're trying to expand,
Oh,
but then you would get your gas a lot later anyway.
I do.
So I'm hoping he does 3-gate tech, because that would be the smartest thing to do with a fast second gas.
Getting a fast robo. This was a 1 gate into robo from Eon. Now getting his second and third gateways, but that was a pretty quick. That was like a 1 gate robo. I don't know if is that like is this technically a 3 gate robo now that these second and third gateway are on the way, or
Well, I guess it's technically a 3-gate robo, and that there are 3 gateways and a robo.
Yeah, but I've never seen a robo facility go down that quickly.
Gate gate robo double gate is usually either incredibly defensive if you spot some kind of fishiness, um, like and you suspect Dark Templar,
Okay.
or if you want to do a lot of immortal pressure because you spot the one gas 4 gate. But one gas 4 gate is zealot with a lot of stalkers. It's like 1 or 2 zealots with a lot of stalkers. That's probably your most common 4 gate, at least in the higher echelon of play. And gate robo gate is really good against that because you get a really fast immortal out. But it looks like Miniman's going for an expansion, a 3-gate expand build. I'm really confused as to why he got that fast second gas, because if you cut that second gas, you would have as many sentries, actually more sentries, and that expansion. Because if you spent like all your money, because you really only need like 4, 5 sentries maybe for doing this kind of thing. So what he should have done is like delayed that second gas, done the 3-gate, and gotten 3 or 4 sentries out. And you see he's 300 gas, so he could have afforded 2 or 3 more sentries than what he has anyway, and then go zealots because sentries don't do very much damage.
Yeah, so hopefully Miniman will watch these VODs and realize that these little things, like getting that, not bothering to get that second gas, because obviously a Nexus costs 400 minerals. That's a lot of minerals, not gas, and therefore you don't need all of that extra gas. And he's building it up. He's almost to 400 gas now. So that would 3 probes over the period of when that gas went down. That's a significant amount of minerals. That means its expansion would have been out a lot sooner. Meaning its economy would be a lot further ahead. Eon is getting his own expansion down now, so I'm getting that tingly feeling, that game sensey feeling of these players are going to kind of race to 200. But no, proving me wrong. Right as I say it, we have Eon pushing out now with a ton of sentries, 1 stalker and 2 immortals, kind of hobbling down the map here.
This is kind of a nice, because immortals of course are very cost a lot of minerals, and you can get a few sentries out. This is great because if you put your force fields behind your opponent, those stalkers, the range is no longer, the range advantage and move speed advantage is no longer in the stalker's favor because of the force fields, and the immortals can get right up there and do a bunch of damage. And normally you don't want to do this 2 immortal build unless you're planning on attacking, because if you're not attacking, then you need to expand, because that's 500 minerals that you invest into these immortals. You need to get some out of them, especially if your opponent expands before you. And it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Pushing in here, and some hallucinations on those zealots. A little bit funny. Those zealots getting right up into the immortals' faces with a lot of damage. That's not good. The immortals target firing the hallucinated zealots. That's very bad. Now target firing real zealots. He really needs to target fire stalkers with that immortal, but instead Miniman is not even microing his stalkers. So it looks like xEONx is gonna come out ahead here anyway. He's got those zealots right into his immortals' faces, and now just probe versus sentries. And he needs to be killing all those probes. Oh, kill the ship warping in. What? There we go.
So Eon has a ton of sentries and 2 stalkers, not going to be able to defend against this, so Miniman is going to GG out. That is game number 1 of the other semifinals bracket. So we're going to be going into game number 2 here in just a second. Pretty decisive win there from Eon. I don't know, I feel kind of like with that push timing, expanding before pushing out, does that make sense? I mean, it doesn't kind of compute with me. I mean, expanding behind aggression and poking and stuff, I love to do. It kind of puts your opponent on their back foot a little bit.
He had a whole bunch of sentries, and what sentries allow you to do is retreat. So you can poke in there, see what kind of damage you can do, and I think what Eon was doing was poking in, and then he saw, oh, this guy has actually no units. I'll just A move and win.
That's a good point. Maybe he recognized his advantage, and again, you know, in the later rounds of Bronze Silver Division, you know, you tend to see a little bit more game sense coming in. For example, in the earlier games tonight, we just saw, like, I forget who it was with. It might have actually even been with Eon, come to think of it. but it might have not been. But anyway, whoever it was, I felt like he just didn't know how far he was ahead. So the game went a lot longer than it had to. But this time there was a little bit more game sense there. He was like, okay, no, you really actually don't have that much, and that really comes with experience, comes with more play, comes with people telling you. Again, like I was talking about before, a lot of stuff in StarCraft 2 really isn't intuitive at all. You
Well,
kind of got to be
it
told, or
is.
you got to see. It
It
is,
is
but it's not hard. It's not
intuitive,
easy.
but like you you have to start adopting sort of a different mindset because it's not intuitive until you understand all the little details that are actually affecting that action. Like it's not intuitive in the sense of the most obvious things that you see lead you to a very simple and obvious conclusion. It's like there's the obvious things you can see, but then there are all these little tiny details at work that skew things, and until you can recognize all those little tiny details, then once you can start recognizing those details, then these things all become very intuitive. And certainly once you start thinking about the game right and thinking about things in the right context, they become more intuitive. Like uh, for instance, a lot of people don't think about the game, don't think about expanding in terms of I need something, therefore I'm going to expand so that I have enough money to get something. Like expanding with a purpose is a really big important thing. But a lot of people don't think, oh, I have to expand for a reason. They just expand because they want to expand, and then it becomes once you understand, oh, I have to expand for a purpose. You realize, oh, okay, so I need a third base, so I should take a third base, and then it becomes very obvious, you know. But I need a third base, therefore I should take a third base. Is not the kind of thing. That's not the kind of conclusion you would come to unless you understand that you need a third base.
Okay, so whenever the players are ready, we'll go ahead and start this next game.
I figured I'd just finish that thought because it's a nifty thought.
It's an absolutely amazing thought, and that's just some of the brilliant wisdom you can get from ASCWeekly coaching from our very own Zeltsum. An amazing coach, has proven results. And I know we plug it a lot, but we plug it for a good reason. Here on Metalopolis, we have Miniman, the pretty purple Protoss, spawning at the right position, the 3 o'clock-ish position. And at the left side, we have xEONx, or Eon. Why did I just think of Ghostbusters? We have the red Protoss spawning at the left side here. Cross positions, which is cool. Again, we've said this before, and I'll say it again because it makes me sound and feel cool. I was about to say Lost Temple. Metalopolis is actually 3 different maps, and of course I learned this from Zeltsum. Cross positions, we have close ground positions, which is very, very close. It's akin to Steps of War. And of close air positions. Each one of those spawn locations makes this map completely different, makes the matchups completely different. You basically need 3 different strategies for 3 different matchups on this map. So a lot of people love this map for that particular reason. But we do have cross positions. Protoss.
Most people hate it because of that.
I think that's a cool thing. I mean, it's like an extra 2
I think it's awful.
maps
I think it's terrible. I think it'd be awesome if you could pick, but it's dumb because. Like, okay, for instance, Metalopolis close positions is like the worst map. The worst map. It is impossible to effectively force a macro game in Metalopolis close positions. But Metalopolis cross positions is like the most beautiful StarCraft map ever made. It's better than all the other ladder maps. It's better than all the IC Cup ports. It's better than all of the other Blizzard maps that aren't in the ladder. It's better than all the 2v2, 2v3, 4v4 maps. It's better than all the GSL maps. It's like the most amazing map.
I'll agree with you. I'll totally agree with you that cross positions Metalopolis is a beautifully balanced map for all 3 races. It's amazing. But I do, as a player, I'm just talking purely as, me personally, I like the fact that it can be 3 different maps. I don't know, it adds an element of not mystery, but randomness, I guess, a little bit. That's
like
one
that,
thing that in esports isn't liked. I'll say that straight up. Randomness is not liked in esports because obviously, like,
then it's
tens
luck,
of
not
exactly,
skill.
tens of thousands of dollars are on the line for a lot of these pro players, and obviously for them, randomness is not cool in the least. So, of course, I mean, for them, it's a different story than obviously it is for me playing StarCraft at home as like a platinum level player. But anyway, that is the story behind Metalopolis. Getting back to this game, we do have a second gas going down again for Miniman. Probably going for an identical build this time, even the pylon at his ramp